That Mavs game against the Grizzlies was easily my favorite Mavs win of the year. What an incredible basketball game. I hope for y'all's sake that y'all watched that game. Game literally just ended 5 minutes ago, and I am unbelievably excited to talk about that game. I can't wait. I couldn't wait. Like, I had to sit down and talk about this game. The Mavs look like the best Mavs team in my lifetime, outside of 2011 when we won the title, obviously. This team is incredibly deep. They play incredibly well thought out together basketball. They are so good in so many ways, and they overcame so much adversity in tonight's game to find a way to beat the Grizzlies in a massive game, in a way that managed to advance them to the knockout stages of the NBA Cup as well, which is incredibly exciting because I'm just excited to watch meaningful basketball for the Mavs in November. I mean, this felt like a hugely crucial game in December, actually, but this felt like a massive game. It was a playoff atmosphere. Mavs were down 10-15 for most of the fourth quarter. The Grizzlies played really well, by the way. I don't want to take away from the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are a really good team that is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Western Conference. If they had won, I would have made a video on them because they deserve it. They've played really well. But I am so incredibly excited that the Mavs won this game. They finished the game on something like a 22-5 run, something along those lines. Just truly incredible stuff. And spearheaded by Luka, yes, but PJ Washington, Spencer Dinwiddie, Derek Lively, guys coming out of nowhere and making massive plays tonight down the stretch. This is a team win, if there ever was one, in a very important game, in a super hostile game. This was a physical game from start to finish. For the most part, the refs let them play more than you would expect in a regular season game. This game mattered to both of these teams, and it was awesome. The Mavs were able to figure it out. Before we hop into it and talk about it further, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help me push towards the 1,000 subscriber mark on the channel. We're about 50 subs away, so we're getting there. Trying to get this channel monetized. Really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So let's talk about this game. First and foremost, I mean, Luka was the driving force, right? 37, 12, and 4 on pretty darn good efficiency, 5 and 9 from 3. Played great, has looked really good in general since coming back from his injury these last couple of games against Portland, obviously, and then tonight against Memphis. But it was certainly not just Luka. I mean, Derek Lively had 5 turnovers. His passing, which generally is one of his strengths compared to most bigs in the league, was not quite as impressive tonight. He made some mistakes for sure, but he still had 17 and 11, 3 assists, 3 blocks, did a ton of great things on the court. And keep in mind, the Mavs missed 14 free throws, below 70% from the free throw line. If that's what they generally average, high 70s, where you make 4 or 5 more of those, this game may not have needed to be quite as intense in the first place. Not to mention, we had 25 turnovers, which is the most that a Mavericks team has had in over 5 years. And they found a way to win. Look, I don't want to take anything away from Memphis. Really good defensive team, really good offensive team, played really hard and really well. Ja Morant was incredible in the second half. And the Mavs found a way, plain and simple. They found a way to win the game, and it was an incredible fourth quarter, just an impeccable performance across the board. And I absolutely loved what PJ Washington, we'll just start with PJ because we got to talk about PJ. Number one, PJ should be making an all-defensive team this year, and I'm not gassing it by saying that. The narrative around him in Charlotte was that he is a weak defender and a lazy defender, and while that may have been true, he has been nothing short of incredible on the defensive end for the Mavs. His intensity is there every single night. He plays so physically on both ends of the court. I mean, he's a physical driver as well, gets to the rim at a high level, has been shooting the 3-ball phenomenally as of late after a super cold start, which has also been huge. He hit multiple huge threes in tonight's game, going 4 or 6 from outside, but 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. The versatility he provides as a rebounder, as a downhill scorer, as a catch and shoot shooter, as a connector and playmaker at the 4, and then as an elite level defensive player and an elite versatile defensive player as well. The ability to guard 1 through 4, even kind of 5 at times, is incredibly valuable. Down the stretch, he was the one guarding Ja after Ja destroyed in the third quarter and to start the fourth. And PJ didn't exactly shut him down. I mean, Ja made 2 like fling up threes towards the end of the game. But at the end of the day, it was a really good performance by PJ Washington. He was, down the stretch, the reason we won this game. Just incredibly intense, high-level effort and play on both ends of the court from PJ Washington. I thought he was awesome. I thought D Live was awesome. Outside of those turnovers, like I said, his rim running is there. His athletic ability is phenomenal. He runs the floor so hard, never lazy. Even when he's out of the play, he's not really, because he's going to hustle back and get into the play. He makes so many impressive plays on both ends of the court and is just the perfect center to put next to a guy like Luka and obviously Kyrie. Spencer Dinwiddie, I would like to issue a formal apology for bashing you after the Heat game last week. you're freaking awesome, and you've been playing awesome lately. And it's really, really nice to see. That Heat game, he took some shots that he should not have probably taken. Some ill-advised shots, some he called just grenades, but some were just not great shots. I mean, it happens, right? But it was a 1 for 12, really inefficient, really poor performance in a close loss, and it was frustrating. Since then, he has been unbelievably good. He's averaging over 17 a game in his last 5 games since that game. The Mavs have won 5 in a row and 9 of their last 10, I believe, maybe even 10. I think it's 9 of their last 10. But they are playing unbelievably high-level basketball right now. Just on both ends of the court, such intensity and high-level effort from both guys, on both ends of the court. I mean, Kyrie was, let's be totally honest, Kyrie was bad tonight. He could not buy a shot. He got some good looks that he generally would knock down. He just wasn't making shots. 3 of 14, 0 of 4 from 3, only had 10 points. Was not great. And we found a way anyway. Just incredible resilience and grit from a team that in the past, that would not have been words that I would have used to describe this team. They seem to play for each other at such a high level. Their connectivity is phenomenal. It is not just Luka anymore at all on the offensive end of the court. And Luka's defense, by the way, was pretty darn good tonight. Y'all got to give him some credit. He had 4 steals and he made multiple high impact plays, couple of deflections that weren't even steals. Luka's a good defender, especially when he's locked in like this. And he was great tonight. Gafford was Gafford. He only played 16 minutes, but he played really well in the minutes that he played, rim running, rebounding, playing with effort, dunking the ball, finishing around the rim, doing what he does. Haven't even talked about Spencer or Klay Thompson or Quentin Grimes yet, neither of whom had great games tonight. I mean, especially Klay. Klay just feels a little, as of late, feels a little hesitant, doesn't seem as confident, isn't playing incredibly well, although he had missed his last 4 games before tonight. I trust Klay as a player. I think defensively he was pretty good tonight. I know he didn't play a ton, but the shots are going to start to fall for him. I mean, this is one of the greatest shooters of all time. Is he the player he once was? No. Is he a guy who's going to be super crucial to the Mavs at different points throughout the year? 100%. They didn't get a big Klay performance tonight. They got almost nothing from Kyrie compared to what you're used to. Quentin Grimes, who's been averaging 25 over his last 3 games, only had 8 tonight, wasn't amazing either. They missed Najee Marshall entirely. He was still out with illness. Hopefully he'll be back very soon. He should be, I would think, within the next game or two. And he's been one of the best players on this team recently, and he didn't play at all. This team is unbelievably good. It's the deepest roster that Luka has ever had, 100%, and the most cohesive, well-built team that the Mavs have had in a very long time. Nico Harrison has done an exceptional job of building an incredibly high-level team that is very much not just in contention to be a top team in the West, but in contention to be one of the best teams in basketball. I think when you think title contenders right now, it goes Celtics, Cavs, Thunder. Those are the 3 lead teams, right? I personally, call me biased, the Mavs would be my 4th team right now. They're playing so well, and they have what was so important in the playoffs, that super high level star power with Luka and Kyrie, but they also have the depth, versatility, defensive know-how, versatility in terms of rotations with the different ways they can run. They can play 3 guards. They can play super small with PJ at the 5. They can play big with Lively and Gafford dominating on the inside. They have real rim protection, real rebounding. This is a really good team. They are slept on defensively. They are playing great basketball as of late. After tonight's game, they will be the 4 seed at 14-7 or 14-8, I should say. The Grizzlies are also 14-8. NBA or ESPN.com standings haven't updated yet. The game just ended, so I think that's probably why. But amazing, truly amazing game from the Mavs. Incredibly fun to watch, and the type of win that when you fight back in the face of that level of adversity against a really good Memphis team that was super physical, played really well, and had a pretty significant sizable lead late in the game. The ability to fight back and fight through that and find a way to win is so impressive and so encouraging as a Mavs fan for this team's long-term prospects. That was the most fun game of the season for me, 100%. Incredibly fun game to watch. I hope y'all didn't miss it. If you did, go back and watch it, especially if you got League Pass. You can just go back and watch the game. It was amazing. I mean, it was an incredible, incredible game. I had a blast watching it, and I hope y'all are having half as much fun as I am watching the Mavs right now, because it's awesome having your favorite team playing this well, and it's all because of guys like Luka and PJ, but it's really because of about 10 guys, to be honest. I can give a ton of dudes credit playing great basketball. It's a blast to watch right now. And this team's a serious title contender. I mean, they are a serious title contender. No doubt about it. Hope y'all did enjoy the video. If y'all did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more NBA content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.